the Supreme God can forgive the punishment of sinful deeds. Till now, every saint or great man we have met told us that sinful deeds can only be cut off by suffering the punishment of karma. Who is that Lord? Who can forgive sinful deeds? Who can free us from the bondage of Kal? What is his name? What is the method of worship to unravel all these mystical secrets? Must listen the nectar words of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, based on the holy scriptures of all religions.
The Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, complete Brahma, Creator of whole universe, Lord of lineage, Kabir Dev Ji, Kabir Sahib Ji, Allahu Akbar, Allah Kabir, Kabir Dev. He is our Father, Supreme Father. He is our Supreme Father, He is our God, and we are suffering here in the web of Kal. We waste our life in filling the stomach. This work remains unfinished, and the time comes for us to leave. God says, "Where have you come and stuck? Where are you living? Think, is this a life?" But God also knows that it is not in their control. God Kal has compelled you. He has trapped us here as per plan. Even Brahma Ji, Vishnu Ji and Shiv Ji are also our brothers. We have come from there. By giving birth to good souls in form of His Son, and He makes Him the arranger, manager for His food here, and equips them with one power. He made Brahma equipped with Rajgun, Vishnu equipped with Satgun, and Shiv equipped with Tamgun. Now, it is not under their control. Such a wave comes from inside them, which are affecting the creatures of these three worlds. Even though these gods live in their capitals, Shivji in Shivalok, Vishnuji in Vishnulok, Brahmaji in Brahmalok, but those waves coming from them are affecting us here. Like inside a house, inside the kitchen, they are cooking chilies. That substance, chili, is being cooked in the kitchen, and the people sitting in the second, third and other rooms are also sneezing. In this way, stopping the sneezes is not under the control of those living beings. Same way, such a wave is coming out of the body of these three gods as is coming from chilies, and is affecting us, because of which we get influenced with Rajogun and produce children. This Kal has put such a strong pressure on the soul. Then these worldly pleasures, making car, palace, bungalow, we remain engaged in these arrangements also, under the influence of same Rajogun and the second one, Satogun, which is the wave coming out from Satogun Vishnu. With that, we automatically become infatuated with each other if we do not want to, and it becomes so strong that it's not under our control that we can remove attachment from children or property. It is called maintenance state in pure Hindi, means that they remain here, stuck here. And third, you already know that Lord Shiva does destruction. The wave coming from Shankarji makes us angry. On small issue, arguments happen and take the form of a fierce battle. A lot of creatures die. So God knows that they are compelled. Kal has not left even little time so that one can think about God. Even if one goes to some place, then on the way, while coming or going, for 10 minutes a little concentration could be in the worship, else one remains in the thoughts of that external arrangement. So Kal has made this arrangement in a well-planned manner, that after getting human life, this creature should not worship God. And if he tries to worship, then he does wrong worship, does arbitrary worship against the scriptures, so that he remains in my trap. That merciful God comes, whom we had left and came because of our stupidity, because he's ours and we are his. One's sorrow can be felt by his own. All of us who are suffering here, God is also unhappy, is sad because of us. Now, what was the reason that this Kal had committed a mistake in Satlok? Even we made a mistake because leaving our father, we got attracted to him while he was doing penance. Leaving our God, we fell from the position of loyalty and we started loving him, leaving God who used to give us all the happiness. There were all facilities and no sorrow. There was no work. Liberation without work is attained there. You get without doing work. So, we made a mistake there. The punishment of which we are getting here today, we came with him. He made another terrible mistake there. When Durga was young, God had sent her by making her young and had inserted all souls in the body of Durga in a subtle form and had told, daughter, you can make as many creatures as you want with word power. I have given you power. God Kabir had said. Now this God Kal had misbehaved with her there. In that true world, this rubbish does not work. He had thought to commit rape, due to which he was expelled from there. When he was being fired, he begged a lot. There is one Sahaj Das, the first son, created by God out of 16 sons. He prayed to him to allow him to remain there and pray to God. He had prayed to God. Sahaj Das went to the court of God and prayed, because God is seated on the topmost place of Satlok. Then God had said, send him, he is not worth keeping here. Then Sahaj Das came and said that,
मैं तो अर्ज करी अनुरागी, अब तुम विषय लोक जाओ भड़वागी.
He left from there. He is taking that revenge now from us. He is taking vengeance from our God, that I torture his souls so much that they continue to regret and he remains sad. He is such a devil whom we believe to be God. He is Brahma. Here he is famous by the name Brahma, like in Gita chapter 15, verse 16 and 17. 3 gods are told, 3 gods. 1 Akshar Purush, 2 Akshar Purush. This Akshar Purush is Brahma. Akshar Purush is Parabrahma. There is one Par Brahma word in the speech of saints. That Par Brahma is not for Parabrahma. Par means the farthest, the last one the topmost, that is Supreme God. So this Akshar Purush is Parabrahma, and everything in both their worlds is destructible. Their bodies and all these are perishable. Soul never dies of anyone. In the 17th verse of 15th chapter, it has been said that Uttam Purusha tu Anna hai. Uttam Purush means Purushottam. The Supreme God is someone else, all capable. He only, by entering all the three worlds, nourishes everyone. He is the imperishable God. He is called Paramatma. Then in 18th verse of 15th chapter, he says that I have become famous as Purushottam because amongst all the living beings under me, I am better. I am stronger than those who are in 21 universes. They are less powerful than me. I am more powerful. That is why I am famous as Purushottam on the basis of folklore, legends. I am not Purushottam. In 17th verse, Purushottam has been told that he is someone else. So this Kal is famous by the name Brahma, but he is not Brahma. Brahma means God, but here he has become famous as Brahma. He is called Brahma. Therefore, to define that complete God, that Purna Paramatma, has to talk about these three, Brahma, Parabrahma and Paramakshar Brahma. Now he has to be called Paramakshar Brahma in the scriptures, virtuous souls. God comes to give his information on his own. And God had told that
वेद मेरा भेद है, मैं ना वेदन के माही, और जौन वेद से मैं मिलूं ये वेद जानते नहीं.
God had said that Vedas are my secret. Vedas are giving information about me. And I only have created the whole universe. I only have created this Brahma. So in order to give that information, God himself comes here from Satlok. This God comes in every era. In the Satyug era, the name of Supreme Lord remains Satsukrat. The Supreme Soul appears in Treta by name Munindra. In Dwapar, by the name Karunamay, the Supreme Lord performs a spectacle by acquiring the form of a child, of an infant, and then gradually grows up and performs spectacles as an ordinary person. It has been written in Vedas that in every era that God comes down in the form of an infant and gradually grows up just as a common man, and like the public make a living with hands by doing work. He does such a spectacle, and together he also performs the role of a Tattvadarshi saint. So, that God came to Kali-yuga by his real name Kabir, by the name Kabir. You have been told the story many times. When God came in Dwapar Yuga, Kabirji, that is Paramakshar Brahma, to perform his divine spectacle at that time, when he took the form of an infant and sat on a lotus flower inside a pond, from there a Valmiki couple took him away who were childless. God was brought up in Dwapar Yuga in the house of a Valmik family, and there God had a friend in the same Valmik community named Sudarshan, a devotee who was a noble soul. He had become a disciple of God. And the parents of Sudarshanji did not accept the knowledge of God Kabirji. Sudarshanji had understood God very well. He used to request many times from his parents as well. But it is like
ये घर का जोगी जोगड़ा, बाहर का जोगी सद.
Because God lived in the same colony, in the house of Valmik. Considering him as God is not easy. Without knowledge, God cannot be recognized. They did not believe it. In the end, when God asked Sudarshan, his parents had left the body but did not take initiation from God. When the time came for Sudarshan ji to leave, then God reached there. Son Sudarshan, are you prepared for Satlok? Yes, absolutely ready. God, you have given such a knowledge that if the feet is stuck in such a dirty world again, then salvation will be difficult. All right, son, tell me one thing. Do you have any desire? Because desire is the biggest enemy of this creature. It traps this creature back. Sudarshan ji said that, Lord, this servant does not have any desire. You have given such knowledge. After some time, he says that, God, there is one prayer of this servant. My parents were pious souls, very noble. Oh God, they did not take your mantra. Oh God, they got caught in the trap of Kal. And I have a small request from you. Lord, if you think it is right, then accept it. Liberate them in some birth. Give them salvation. Now God thought that he would also be trapped. He will also remain here with so much difficulty. I had thought to liberate one from web of Kal. He is also trapped. This too is a weakness. An elderly person went to a doctor and said to the doctor, Dr. Sahib, I have backache. The doctor saw that the old man was too weak. He said, Baba, this is weakness in the body. Then he says that when I stand up, I feel dizzy. The doctor said, it is weakness. My knee hurts. There is pain in my ankle. The doctor said, it is weakness. Now the old man got angry at that and said, are you a doctor or a fool? You know only one thing, that it is weakness, weakness, weakness. Now that doctor said, Baba, it is also weakness. Weak person gets angry. So this is also a weakness. You got angry because of weakness. So God understood that this is weakness speaking in Sudarshan. He got completely ready, but Kal again put this desire. God says,
इच्छा दासी जम की या खड़ी रहे दरबार, और पाप पुण्य दो वीर हैं या सतखसमी नार.
Now we must go from here. We are doing virtues. Virtues are essential. And because of this virtue, such a ship will be formed, because there is support of these mantras, and virtues will help you till it can. But going there, you should not look towards virtue, because after reaching there where this account is done, the messengers of Kal stand and they say like this, oh, you have lot of earning? Oh, brother, you can become a deity. In Vishnu Lok, you can become this in Brahmalok. You can have 10 births of Indra because of this virtue. So there you don't have to keep this virtue. This virtue will be our enemy there, not here. Here it will help you a lot. So going there, you do not even have to look towards these virtues that we do not want to become anything. It is said,
इंद्र दा राज कागदा बेष्टा ना भोगा इंद्राणी नु.
You should hate this world so much that if I become Indra there, then I will become a donkey. You have to remember these things. God thought that this child will also remain here because a conversation was held between God and Kal. Then this Kal, God was standing in the form of his son, but he could not understand whether he is God or Sahajdas or Jogjit. Sometimes God comes in some form, sometimes in form of someone. Then he had said that God take less souls in 3 eras. In 3 eras, Satyug, Treta Yug and Dwapar Yug, take less souls.
और चौथा युग जब कलयुग आवे तब तव शरण जीव बहु आवे। ऐसा वचन हर मोय दीजे तब तुम गवन संसार ही कीजे।
Such a promise was taken from God to liberate less souls in 3 yugas and take as many souls. In the 4th yuga, God had said that it is okay. God is omniscient. He knew that they would not do worship in 3 yugas because there are pious souls in Satyug, Treta and Dwapar. The body is strong. Past virtues accompany, and whatever spiritual practice they are doing, they continue to get benefits from the past virtues, so they keep thinking that I am getting benefits from the worship I am doing, I am getting benefits. That's why God had chosen this 4th era, that by the 4th era they would become empty, absolutely become hollow. Virtues will not remain with them, they will suffer, and they will also be doing a duplicate practice produced by Kal. With them they will not get any benefit. And then I will go or will send any of my servants, my representative. And then the power of God works. I will give them happiness. They will recognize who God is and will leave those fake practices. So from this point of view, God thought that hardly one got ready. Now he has also given up. A defect has come to mind. Now that Sudarshan ji had belief that if God will say yes, once then my mother father would be liberated. Then God said, okay son, don't worry. I will liberate your mother father, but they made a big mistake. But I have committed to you. God told on his own, else God knew that he would drown. Then he calmed down completely. Oh God, you have done great mercy. Oh God, you showered grace. Now that Sudarshan was sent to Satlok, then what happened? His parents were born in the house of a Brahmin in the next life. Then both of them became husband and wife again. God went there. They did not have children. God met him in the form of a 3-year-old child. Everywhere it was announced, whose child is this? The news was spread, nobody claimed. It was also informed to officials, no one took him. Then they said, you only keep him. Now a 3-year-old boy calls them mother, father. God had to call them mother, father. Whenever God used to sit at times, he used to say that you do devotion, take the mantra of God. I am God, and do worship. I will give you mantra. Take initiation. They used to laugh that he is acting old. Tells us to take initiation. I'm God. So they started calling him crazy. This boy is mad. Don't know what he starts saying. When God tried a lot and stayed with them for a year or 2, they did not agree, then he disappeared in front of them. Now they had such a yearning of God that, oh God, he was really God. We believed him to be a child. He had made their virtues, the aching, longing, became meditation. They died in this desire. The next birth again became that of a Brahman Brahmani. They did not have child. Then also, they were worshippers of Shivji. Their names were Gauri Shankar and Saraswati. Gauri Shankar was Brahmin and Saraswati was his wife. And both these souls were Sudarshan's mother and father. God thought that if they will remain Brahmins, then they will not believe. Now, whatever reason God had to make to liberate his beloved soul, it will happen with that only. What happened now? They were worshippers of Shiva, were noble souls, used to recite the story of Lord Shiva. And whatever donation was received, they used to keep only for food. The rest they utilized in community meals. They used to donate in righteousness. They had much glory. Other Brahmins used to envy them because people used to praise them a lot and gave a lot of donations and recitations. And those who were hypocritical and used to deceive the people, their glory went down. They were more in number. This came to be known by the Muslims that Gauri Shankar is promoting Hindu religion a lot. And then they also knew that other Brahmins are jealous of them. They will not support them. Forcibly they made them Muslim. They forcibly made them Muslims, sprinkled their water in their house and put it in their mouth that now you have become Muslim. Now those other Brahmins were ready. They said that they have become Muslims. Stop brotherhood with them. Their bathe in Ganga is stopped. They have become Muslims. They were anyways waiting for this day. Everywhere it was announced that Gauri Shankar has become Muslim. Gauri Shankar became a Muslim. Now he became a Muslim. It became a compulsion because the Brahmins had boycotted him. He was named Noor Ali. And his wife was named Niyamat. They were now called Niru and Nima. Now these Muslims have been stopped from bathing in the Ganges, that you cannot take a bath, in this especially to Muslims. So, what did they think? What should they do now? Gauri Shankar, Saraswati, Niru Nima thought that earlier the livelihood was done by religious story recitation. Then they thought, what is that easy work that can be started without money? We do not have money. Then they thought of weaving clothes. Nothing was to be done in it. Only 4 poles were to be installed, just 4 sticks. Cut the wood from the forest and they started that work. And they were such a noble soul that whatever money used to come and whatever was saved beyond food of both, they used to spend in a week or 10 days in community meals, meaning they did charity. They did not have children. Virtuous souls, we have filled such evils in the society that more than half we are unhappy. Because of them, according to the saint's view, according to law of God, it is okay if God gives us child, that is our sacrament. And we have to bear those sacraments. But you also come under the shelter of God and bring your children too. Then with the veto power of God Kabir has such a power that he can change our sacraments. No one else can do this. God Brahma, Parabrahma, neither can Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh do. We have a relationship with each other. That's why we are stuck here.
एक लेवा एक देवा दूतम, यहाँ कोई किसी का पिता नहीं पूतम, ऋण संबंध जुड़ा एक ठाठा, अंश में सब 12 बाटा.
When sage Sukhdev had lived in his mother's womb for 12 years, and when he came out, he got up and put the food cord on his shoulder and started walking. Then Vyasji had said, "Oh son, show me your face." Then he turned his back and started walking. "I have waited for you for 12 years, Vyasji." God, sad, in love for son, and said, "Show me your face, my son." Then Sukhdev, facing the other side, says, "Rishi ji, do not know how many times you have become my father. Do not know how many times I have become your father. This is a bad disease. Let my disease get cured." Saying this, he flew in the sky. He had powers from previous sacraments. Sukhdev said at that time,
कि एक लेवा एक देवा दूतम और कोई किसी का पिता नहीं पूतम, यहाँ तो ऋण संबंध जुड़ा एक ठाठा, अंत में सब 12 बाटा.
here is a story. Consider it to be true. There were 2 brothers. The father married for the first time. A son was born. Then that wife died. Then got married the second time. Second son was born. The father was the same and there were 2 mothers. There was a lot of difference in both sons' age. The father died. The elder brother got married. When the younger brother was 10 years old, he died. He became unwell. Wanted to get treatment done. They spent 10,000-20,000 rupees still. He was not getting well. Then both husband and wife thought together. His elder brother's wife thought, he is entitled to half the property. Everyone knows he is going to die. He is too sick. Why do we waste money? Let us give him poison or a poisonous injection. They agreed quickly because people agree quickly in bad deeds. There becomes one opinion. They discussed with the doctor that you inject him or give some poisonous medicine. The treatment is already going on with you. Then he said, I will take 500 rupees. He was given 500 rupees. The value of 500 rupees at that time. The point is that the boy died. He died after 2-3 years. After 1-2 years, they had a son. They did not have children. A son was born. And all the property, even of that brother, also became his. So that child was pampered a lot. Soon he became 15, 16 years old. When he turned 15, 16 years old, he was married. After getting married, that boy became ill. That boy became unwell, and in his treatment, they sold their property. All the money in the house was spent on his treatment, but he was not getting healthy. One day, he was sitting along with his father on a cot and was counting his last breath. Then that boy said, Brother, prepare my blanket and woods. Then he thought that this boy has such an unhealthy mind that he is unable to recognize me. He said, Son, I am your father. He said that I know you are not my father, you are my brother. You remember you had a younger brother, yes? And how did you kill him by giving him poison? I am the same one and born in the form of your son. Now, brother, my account has become equal. Whatever my property you had grabbed, I have taken all that. All expenses have been done on me. Now the money is left for wood and blanket. Make these preparations and I go. Then he asked that, Brother, your words are all true. I have truly committed cruelty and it has come in front of me. You are the only son and there is no hope of getting another and further. My family has been destroyed. Whatever I did, I got punishment. It's God's justice. Well, I should have got the punishment. But your wife, what wrong has this poor person done? Now she will be burnt alive after your death. There was a tradition of sati. What wrong did she do? He asked where that doctor was. That doctor also died after 2 years of your death. Then he said that she is the same doctor who has come as my wife. Now she will be burnt. What else will be done of this sinful soul? Virtuous souls, you have said these things in your heart. As in Gita chapter 7 verse 29, the knowledge giver of Gita says that after knowing that Tat Brahma and the entire spiritual knowledge, after being acquainted with all deeds, human only tries to get rid of old age and death. He does not demand anything here. Jara means old age and Maran means death. Virtuous souls, we must become aware with all deeds. Once a guru and disciple were going. A fisherman was catching fishes, and after catching them, filling the net, was throwing them out. They were dying in pain. Then the disciple asked Gurudev, "What punishment will this criminal creature get?" Gurudev said, "Son, I will tell you later. When the time comes, I will answer you." After 5, 7 years, 8 years, both the guru and disciple were going. They were passing through a forest. There, a baby elephant got stuck between two trees while jumping, which were very close. He tried to get out but could not get out. While trying to get out, all his skin was peeled. He came out but became so helpless that he fell. He had worms over his entire body. He was screaming badly, is yelling. Now that disciple asked Gurudev, "What brutality has this creature committed? Look how many worms are there in his body. He's screaming." Then Gurudev said, "Son, the fisherman you had seen had asked the question from me. A fisherman was catching fish. You had asked what punishment he would get. He is the same criminal in the life form of an elephant. All those fishes are tearing him today and eating his flesh after becoming worms." Virtuous souls, God says,
तुमने उस दरगाह का मैल नहीं देखा, धर्मराज के तिल तिल का लेखा.
we come to the same topic. Niru and Nima used to work as weavers. They did not have children. When God can create the whole creation, can He not give children? He did not think it appropriate. He did not think it appropriate because if I will give children to them, then the same process will start again, same cycle. Now their previous transactions are ending. Matter seems to be closed. God, the knower, a doctor cannot commit mistake. Doctor cannot make a mistake to spoil an operation, a good situation. So the purpose of God is to liberate us and all the souls are His. We cry for a son, for our happiness. He may grow up and earn and give me happiness. Do this and the same child becomes ill. For 6 months and a lot of money will be spent. In a year, the whole family says, "Oh God, conclude him. We can't look at him. He's suffering." And whatever God decides, He does absolutely right. So there is a lot of difference between thoughts of the world and the spiritual path. That is why it is said that the confrontation of the world and devotee remains. There is opposition. The reason for the opposition is that the talks of the world is of their level and the talks of devotees is about spiritual path. Like, there is such evidence. It is said in the spiritual path, there they prostrate, there they do so, lie down. Now the worldly people do not like such things because they do not know. We feel good and enjoy ourselves. Our virtues are made. Ego ends, which is the enemy of the soul. It happens like this. Society thinks that those who do not have children are useless, worthless. His face should also not be seen. This is Carl's inspiration, is folklore. And in the path of God, he is a very virtuous creature. Look, even they are virtuous who have taken initiation. They have sacraments in each other, son and daughter, it is good. All are souls of that God. Engage everyone in the feet of God. Those sacraments will become lighter. God will heal them from His level with His power. So those will be easily resolved. He will finish it all in this life itself for you and for your children. And even those who do not have children, their task is anyways easy. Look, it is not that God cannot give children. He can give. But He did not give them children because they would again be added in the crusher of 84. For them, he himself went in the form of a child, as promised, to his devotee. Now, for the second time, God performed divine plays as he does. Niru and Nima were almost 60 years of age. They had no children and they were banned from bathing in the Ganga. Now they used to take bath every day because they were born in a Brahmin family, due to which their sacraments were such that they used to take bath and then eat food. There was a pond called Leher Tara. Leher, its name was Tara. It was called Leher Tara because during the rainy days, the water of the Ganges used to overflow and take the form of a very big lake like you are seeing in the photo every day. They used to go to take bath in that. They used to go to bathe every day. It was about 4 kilometers away from their hut. There were only forests. That time it was a huge lake. On the day when God came from Satlok, came from his Satlok, from that third salvation abode. At that time, sage Ashtanand Ji, a disciple of Maharishi Ramanand Ji, named Ashtanand Ji, was doing spiritual practice according to the practice told by his Gurudev. He saw that a ball of light came from the sky. When his eyes could not bear that, his eyes closed. So what did Ashtanand Ji see? A child's form is seen. Like we look at the sun, our naked eyes are unable to tolerate the sunlight. We move our eyes here and there and close them. Even then we see a light form of the sun. Similarly, when he closed his eyes, what did he see? That an infant, a child appeared. When he opened his eyes again, what did he see? The light got collected in one corner of that lake. It was the time before sunrise. 1.5 hours before the sunrise is called Brahma Muhurat. There God came and sat on a lotus flower, and Ashtanand Ji thought what happened, but he could not see the child on the lotus flower as it was dark. God acquired the form of an infant. Ashtanand Ji got up from there and left and told his Guru Pandit Ramanand Ji that, Gurudev, today I saw such a light from the sky because they consider God to be in the light form. O Lord, is this an achievement of my devotion or an illusion, some delusion? Then Ramanand Ji told him, Son, this is not an achievement of your devotion and nor any illusion. When gods come from the upper world, whoever has to be reborn, they come and will enter in the womb of some mother, and from there he will be born. They come here to perform some divine act. Then such things happen. Now the Guru satisfied his disciple based on his knowledge. From there Niru Nima were going to take bath on the same day. Nima is crying on the way and is praying to Lord Shankar, even though they had become Muslim but were unable to forget Lord Shankar. By the way, virtuous souls, Muhammad Ji, Hazrat Muhammad, came from Shivlok. He was a very virtuous soul. He was a Gana. His past sacraments were good, because of which he was born here. He had the power of devotion, and because of which he started a different devotional path. Now what is said?
वही मोहम्मद, वही महादेव, वही आदम, वो ब्रह्मा, गरीबदास दूसरा कौन है, देखा अपने घर में।
The same Muhammad, the same Mahadev, because they were the worshippers of Mahadev, and the same Adam and the same Brahma. Adam ji, Baba Adam, was the incarnation of Brahma ji. He had come from his world.
और दास गरीब दूसरा कोई नहीं देखा अपने घर में।
Meaning here inside your spiritual chakras, you see on your own if your devotion becomes good, you will come to know when you will go to the world of Brahma, and then the entire history will be written in front of you. Which creature had gone in the form of Adam from here? Then what happens? They come here equipped with devotion. After coming down, their powers become weak by giving blessings. Then they acquire the form of Pitra, deceased ancestors. They are born in Pitralok. When Hazrat Muhammad ji was taken up by a deity named Jabrail, an angel, then he saw that Baba Adam was crying in heaven. When he looks on one side, he cries, and when he looks on the other, he laughs. Then upon questioning by Hazrat Muhammad ji, Jabrail told that he is Baba Adam and he is crying because his worthless children used to do wrong things. Today, they are lying in hell. When he sees them, he cries. His good children are in heaven. When he looks towards heaven, then he smiles. Now that Baba Adam is sad there as well. So the point is that all our sacraments are mixed. We are not separate, but this Kal has divided us into many parts. Now they have to gradually unite again. So the point is, the ongoing context is that she used to remember Lord Shiv a lot. Now Nima is crying, yearning from inside that, oh God, Lord Shiva, give one child to your servant as well. Let me also get a reason to live in society. On seeing us, people say that these unfortunates have come. We should not even look at their faces. Saying this, she started crying badly. Niru said that, Nima, if it was in our destiny, then God would have given to us. Allah would have given us. But it is not in our fate. And you should not cry again and again. Your eyes will be damaged. There is no support for old age, and you will stop seeing. You will become sadder. Don't cry again and again. While talking, they reached that place where they used to go for a bath every day. In the month of June, Jyesht Shuddhi, full moon in the year 1398, Samvat 1455, during summers. It happened in Uttar Pradesh, Kashi, Banaras. Now first, Nima took a bath. After taking bath in that pond, she came out. Then Niru entered to take a bath in the same place. It was natural earth. Nima again went to wash the clothes she had worn to take bath, to change clothes on the shore of the lake. By that time, there was some light. Brahma Muhurat in the morning. It is an incident of Brahma Muhurat. There was a little light in the morning with little rays. Like in the morning, it starts getting visible. So, what did Nima see? That something was moving on a lotus flower. She thought it might be a snake and can bite my husband. She looked very carefully and saw that a child was moving one leg like this. He is shaking like this and is kicking feet. She saw a child on the lotus flower. She told her husband, who was bathing at a distance, that see, there is a child on a lotus flower. It is an infant. Pick him up, else he will drown. Now Niru is taking a bath like this. He thought that she has become mental. Now she is seeing children even in the water. And he says, God give her wisdom. Then she again says, with an aching, "Look, really, he has drowned, he has drowned." Then he thought that, let me look. Where she was pointing, when he looked carefully, then it was really a child on lotus flower. He immediately picked him up. He picked up the child along the lotus flower and handed it over to his wife. Now Nima took him, brought God to the shore, and Niru started taking bath. He was taking bath. Now God has come, virtuous souls. By taking the name of Almighty, when we are happy, in whose search we have been since ages, and that God is in the lap of that sister, in an infant form, the joy that mother would have felt, by whose name there is joy when He is around us, then how much happiness there would be. Now only that mother can tell. She can only describe. She won't even have an answer. But the love for child, blessings of God, such a beautiful child. She looks at him, sometimes she loves him, kisses his face, embraces him, and thanks Lord Shankar that, "Oh God, I had called from heart today only. God, you listened to me today." Now here it is told,
जगत का पेखना पेख्या दड़ी का नाम ना लिखा.
like this Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh's glory was made. God himself had come and they say that Shivji has blessed. Now we remain confused like this. Till now, and after a while, after taking bath, Niru came out. He thought that first, we are made Muslims. We do not have links with Muslims. Hindus do not talk to us. And if we take this child home, then the villagers will say that you have stolen someone's child. We would say that we got on a lotus flower and they would say that you lie. There cannot be a child on lotus. And they will hit us and snatch the child. Some will ask where his parents are. She must be crying, you have stolen someone's. He made 100 such guesses and said to his wife that, "Dear, keep this child here. It is in our interest." But Nima says, "Do not know what magic this boy has done on me. Now I can't live without him. I can die. I can't leave him." Now Niru thought that she is not listening and will make us homeless. The child will not remain. For the first time in his life, very first time, he raised his hand while crying to slap his wife that you have become stubborn. I have been agreeing to everything because we do not have children and that your soul will not be hurt. Which is why you have become stubborn. You insist and do not listen to me. Leave this child. He did his hand like this. Then God said, who was in her lap, "Be careful, Niru." Now Niru stopped and got scared that he is a ghost, phantom or an angel. The child speaks and said that, "Take me home, you will not face any problem. I have come for you." And the child speaks like this, the heart can burst. He became silent, could not breathe at all and went ahead, picked up his clothes and came to the house. As soon as they came home, everyone got to know, such a beautiful child, oh God, we have never seen or heard. Women and men of whole city came to see, even King of Delhi came to see such a beautiful child. They forgot who he was. From where have they brought? Though they had said that he was found in Lehertara pond on lotus flower, this was the grace of God that he did not let other feelings come to mind of others.
आप सुन रहे थे जगत गुरु तत्वदर्शी संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी के मंगल प्रवचन। अधिक जानकारी के लिए विजिट कीजिए हमारी वेबसाइट www.jagatgururampalji.org। संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी के शुभ आशीर्वाद से पूरे विश्व भर में 500 से भी ज्यादा नाम दीक्षा केंद्र हैं, जिन पर संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी द्वारा ऑनलाइन निशुल्क नाम दीक्षा दी जा रही है। अपने नजदीकी नाम दीक्षा केंद्र का पता करने के लिए संपर्क करें 8222880541।